In order for me to tell you guys why I think the Pando Moto Skin UH1 leggings that we have next to us might be one of this year's best products, I'm first of all going to have to take you on a little story. So out of the hundreds upon hundreds of video reviews we have done over the years, there's never that many opportunities to stand there and say, this is a real game-changing product. But the introduction of the Botex legging was one of those. So about 6 or 7 years ago, we had the arrival of a new product created by an ex-BMW mechanic who decided he could not find the motorcycle jeans that he wanted to fit whatever brief was in his mind for the ultimate motorcycle jean. So he decided to take an aramid fiber, which was DuPont Kevlar, which is something we see lined in a lot of protective motorcycle gear, and make it into a legging in its own right that could be worn underneath any jean you want. So it does away with the need to have a specific look or fit or whatever. You wear the leggings and they have pockets for armour, and that meant you'd have abrasion and impact protection with any set of jeans you wanted, and you'd still, of course, have the look you wanted with the outside layer. However, like a lot of these times when someone comes up with a great new concept, it's never quite right first time, and it often takes a bit of revision, perhaps even someone else, to make it what it could have been. And the use of DuPont Kevlar was great because everyone understood and knows that brand. However, it's relatively thick, and that means that it could be quite warm on hot days, and also it's quite chunky. So if you're wearing your regular jeans, do they actually accommodate another layer underneath? So what we have here with the skins really, for me, addresses every single one of these concerns and makes this the absolute ultimate perfect universal abrasion resistant underlayer. But more importantly than any of the theory, these are CE approved. And unfortunately, this is something that until now, Botex have not been. Even though they use CE protection and Kevlar, the garment as a whole, in accordance with the latest standards, has not been submitted for CE approval. Is that because it wouldn't pass? Is that because whoever owns Botex simply has been sitting on their hands and not getting proactive enough? We don't know. But the fact is these are, and they use Dyneema, which is a higher quality and more abrasion resistant fabric than Kevlar, and also is much thinner. So as a whole, these are fantastic. They are ergonomic. They are so comfortable. There are lycra blends in the majority of it, and where you have the Dyneema sections, which is across all of the knees and the seat of the pants, you get this 40% Dyneema, which is really high proportion, relatively speaking, of Dyneema compared to what we see it used in a lot of jeans. So you get really good levels, but it doesn't really insulate heat in the same way that the Kevlar underlayers or the Kevlar leggings typically do. So it's going to be much better for warmer weather riding. They're black. The default Botex was always a bright yellow, and if you wanted the black one, you had to pay another 20 or 30 pounds. So these come in at 169, which is 20 or 30 pounds more than the Botex equivalent and the many other equivalents out there. These may be slightly more expensive than some, but they are CE approved, and the ergonomics are spot on, and everything works beautifully. So the armour that's designed to go in them, and it comes included with the knee armour, is the SASTEC level 1 CE approved stuff. It's a honeycomb structure. It's one of the thinnest and least noticeable armours that there is on the market, and you can upgrade, I think it's literally about 12 to 15 pounds for the hip armour as well, of the same variety. Easily removed via internal pockets if you want to take it out, and these are just a really good fitting, comfortable, lightweight garment to wear. So Botex eventually, just to keep going back to them because they were the sort of first, they came out with eventually 3 different ones, and their Elite, which used Dyneema, was considerably more expensive than the Skin UH1 here. So one other thing to say is that Pando had a predecessor to this, which really annoyingly they had the same name for, which was the Skin 1. This is the Skin UH1. So don't get confused if you are searching or trying to price match online and you see a cheaper version of the Skin. Chances are it's the predecessor that wasn't CE approved, it didn't use Dyneema. It should just be a completely different name for the new product, but it's not, apart from that UH1. So this is the one that we're talking about, and this is the one that is the game changer, that is CE approved as a whole, and using CE armour, and using Dyneema. So in terms of the fit, it lists a medium as a 32 and a large as a 34. I've got around a 32 to 33 inch waist, and the mediums fit me spot on. They're super comfortable. They're really nice and form fitting without in any way at any point feeling constrictive. You've got stirrups with these as well, so that's actually quite a good thing. It stops the bottom of the leg rising up, and as you can see around the back on the lower section of the leg, you also have a zip on each side. And again, that's good because it means getting them on is a real cinch. There's no fussing about. Sometimes with these more form-fitting skin tight options, where you don't have this, it can be quite difficult getting your leg in, but this is completely alleviated by the use of this little YKK zip at the bottom. You can see the paneling where it differentiates between the Dyneema panels and the lycra, because you've got the lycra here where it's slightly lighter and almost kind of see-through under the studio lights, and then you have the Dyneema panel running all the way out the leg, across the seat of the pants, and around the front. So it's actually quite substantial sections. The only places it's not covered really, the lower inside leg and around this part of the crotch area, which if you manage to hit that on the ground, you would be doing something very unusual indeed, or possibly Supermaning along the tarmac. You've also got a little drawstring around the waist just to bring it in nice and tight again, so it doesn't have any chance of being pulled down as you lean over on the bike. Apart from that as well, the logo itself, I really like the Pando logo. It's just very stylish, and that's in this white print on the side of the left leg. So in stock right now, I think that they are fantastic, and for me they represent everything you could want from an armoured legging. Let us know your thoughts, comments and feedback in the section below. We do hope you guys are staying safe out there, and stay tuned for more video reviews of the world's finest riding gear. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.